Welcome, valued users, to our in-depth analysis of the most downloaded, most debated, and arguably most confusing piece of software ever released, the Bible, a customer satisfaction survey. For millennia, this monumental user manual has guided, confounded, and occasionally inspired humanity. We've meticulously reviewed scrolls of feedback, countless tablets of testimonials, and whispered prayers across the ages. From the very first beta testers, yes, Adam and Eve, we're looking at you, to the latest updates from the Apostle Paul. We're here to give you the definitive summary. So, let's dive into the feedback, segment by segment. Segment 1. Product recalls and major updates. When the system crashes? First up, a look at some of the more drastic updates. We start with the infamous global reboot, the flood. User feedback on this feature was understandably mixed. Positive reviews, mostly from one user, Noah, who rated it 5 stars for effective pest control and fantastic boating opportunities. He did, however, ding us for poor drainage and too many noisy animals in confined spaces. Negative reviews, overwhelmingly from, well, everyone else. A general consensus of system failure, catastrophic data loss, and why weren't we notified? One anonymous review simply read, drowning, 0 of 5 stars. Would not recommend. Then there was the communication breakdown, the Tower of Babel. Our goal was unity, but apparently, too much ambition led to a critical error in language protocols. Suddenly, nobody could understand each other. User feedback. Seriously confused, bought a dictionary? Still no idea what Shinar means, complained one early adopter. Another added, team collaboration is impossible now. Too many accents. We tried to fix the all speaking the same language bug and accidentally created a no one can speak to anyone feature. Whoops. Segment 2. Feature requests and bug reports. What they really wanted. Our users are never shy about suggesting improvements. Let's look at some recurring themes. The fickle food supply bug in the desert was a major issue. Manna was provided, yes, but users complained about the taste. User feedback. Manna again? Can we get some variety? Maybe a little spice? Tastes like cardboard, lamented one user. Another begged, please, just one nice piece of bread and some meat. Definitely meat. We eventually rolled out a quail update, but that had its own consequences. Then there's the persistent moral compass glitch. Users frequently reported difficulty discerning right from wrong, despite detailed commandments. User feedback. Instructions unclear. Ended up worshipping a golden calf, noted one user from Exodus. Another simply asked, are we sure about the whole eye for an eye thing? Feels a bit aggressive for dispute resolution. We even got a note from a prophet named Hosea. My marriage is complicated and God's instructions aren't helping. Segment 3. Hardware and peripherals. The tools you didn't ask for. Moving on, let's review some of the more unique pieces of hardware that came with this version. First, the Ark of the Covenant. User feedback. This was a popular piece of hardware, but users noted a major flaw. A great relic, but the instant death for touching feature is a real liability, wrote one priest. Another added, killed my whole family just for peeking inside. Unclear warning labels. It turns out, this piece of hardware comes with a non-negotiable keep your distance policy. Then there was Samson's jawbone. Marketed as a tool for pest control, it was primarily used for a more aggressive purpose. User feedback works great, but the manual is vague on its use for international relations. Kills 1,000 people, but I still have to wait for God to bring me a drink from the jawbone? Poor user experience, said Samson. A note from a Philistine weapon is highly effective, but the wielded by a superpowered man part makes it hard to acquire. 0 of 5 stars. Segment 4. Customer service complaints waiting on hold for eternity. This is where things get interesting. Our customer service department, primarily located in the celestial realms, has received some passionate feedback. Jobs troubles. One long-term user, Job, filed a particularly scathing review. He lost everything, family, health, wealth, due to what he described as a divine wager. Job's review. 0 stars. My account was compromised, all assets liquidated, and I was given boils. All because of a test? And when I asked why, I got a whirlwind lecture about sea monsters. Not helpful. Seriously considering switching providers? Our response? Trust the process. Job. Clearly that didn't go over well. Moses' close call. And who could forget Moses' urgent bug report on the way to Egypt? He was almost terminated by the system for an uncircumcised son. Moses' bug report. System tried to kill me, the CEO, over a minor oversight. Urgent bug fix needed on automatic smiting protocols. My wife had to perform emergency field surgery. Highly unprofessional. Our internal notes read, user's wife intervened. Crisis averted. Policy updated. Read the manual. Moses. Segment 5. User-generated content and third-party apps. Of course, the user base didn't stop with the base model. They created their own content, often with mixed results. Near the Apocrypha, the third-party mods that didn't make the official release. Community reviews. Confusing, unverified, and filled with bizarre stories, said a reviewer from the early days of Christianity. Are we sure about this whole talking serpent thing? Another added fun, but not canon. Ultimately, these mods were deemed too unstable for the official server. Then there are the denominational forks. Users took the original code and created countless conflicting apps. User reviews. My app is the only one with the correct salvation protocol, yelled one developer. Another countered, no, mine has the official speak in tongues feature that yours lacks. This created a lot of infighting and confusion. We tried to get them to merge their code, but it seems everyone thinks their version is the right one. Segment 6. Unresolved issues and future outlook. What's next for humanity 1.0? Despite millennia of updates, there are still some lingering issues. The free will paradox remains our top unresolved bug. Users demand freedom, then complain about the consequences. It's a classic catch-22. User comments. I want to choose my own path, but I also want to blame someone else when it goes wrong. Read a common complaint. More guidance, less existential dread, echoed another. The End Times update. Many users are eagerly awaiting the End Times patch, hoping for a final resolution. However, release dates are notoriously unreliable, and the specifics are still under heavy internal debate. Some speculate a major server wipe, others a total system upgrade. Overall satisfaction, overall user satisfaction, is variable. Some find the product life-changing, inspiring, and absolutely essential. Others find it confusing, contradictory, and occasionally terrifying. It's a product that generates extreme loyalty and extreme frustration in equal measure. So, there you have it, the Bible. A customer satisfaction survey, timeless classic, a work in progress, and always open to interpretation. Join us next time as we delve into more ancient texts and modern critiques. And remember, keep those reviews coming. Your feedback is eternal.